Hello, and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You're gathered with us tonight for the Cookout Podcast, where we talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling. And tonight,
Uh-oh. Am I the one frozen? Or is it him? Uh-oh. Sammy, if you can hear me, I think you might be frozen.
okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay.
I was
All
frozen.
right. All right. So that was a moment where um
Mm-hmm. My
I was like, I
internet.
wasn't sure if it was me or not. I'm just gonna wait. Gotta love it. All right, y'all. Welcome to the cookout. Um, are you frozen again? Okay. So Sammy may be frozen. I might be frozen.
Am I back?
Yeah, I hear you.
I turned off the Wi-Fi and switched to mobile data.
That's probably your
Let's
best bet.
let's see how that works. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Um. All right. So
I
we
mean, there's
have a
really only
few.
one thing to talk about tonight, right? Oh well, no. There's two things. Brian Keith. Welcome to All Elite Wrestling.
I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy.
Hmm
There are so many people that I want to see him wrestle, but I love the idea of putting Hangman, and there's another person together as like an outlaw faction, and just having them kind of go, wild.
Who is the third?
I can't remember off the top of my head, and I don't feel like going to look for it.
Bandito?
I don't think it's Bandito. It's someone else. I'll put it in the once I remember, I'll tweet it out. But yeah, because
All right, sounds good.
I'll be very honest, y'all only got me to like 11:15 or so, Eastern time. Cause yeah, I
Well, I wasn't planning on making this a long one, anyways.
yeah. Well, once Anika gets in here, she gonna yell at us a little bit. So
I mean, we might have to start talking about it without her.
she needs the link. Can you drop that in the Discord for her?
Uh,
Hold on, I'll do that.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Um, yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cookout. We are back live like we used to be all the time. For the cookout, at least for this week, it might be a little bit more coming down the pipeline. And we are here to talk about the craziness of wrestling. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with everything. Like a lot of people are mad, but I ain't.
Why aren't you mad, Sammy? You're supposed to be
Oh,
angry.
I'm so mad. I don't get to watch Cody lose at WrestleMania 2 years in a row.
Okay, so I think the problem is not so much Cody losing, which I'll be real with you, I do think would happen if it was to occur. It's like, so why did he win? And why did y'all make it such a big deal that he won?
I have no idea.
Like,
Um,
that's the question.
One theory I heard is that Punk was supposed to win and he got injured, so they called an audible.
I did not see CM Punk winning. I don't see them thinking that,
Oh, I don't think so either, especially how many times that they addressed that of winning it 2 years in a row. They addressed that so many times that I think that the plan was Cody. It's just apparently it was also the plan that it was going to be The Rock versus Roman. So because apparently that was planned like early January.
it doesn't need the belt, though. That's the part. It does not need the belt.
You are correct. It does not need the belt, but Roman has the belt. and who knows when Dwayne's going to be wanting to come forward and do this again.
I don't know, but it's just like, bruh.
And as for finishing the story, honestly, like what story? Like they've had like almost no interaction until we got to the Rumble. Like he was involved with Brock. He has more of a story with Brock going into Mania than he does Roman right now.
Well, honey, we ain't putting that one up there. He not allowed
Oh,
no more.
oh. I'm not suggesting we do that. I'm just saying.
On a side note for that, I feel for Sable, given the allegations and given what she went through the first time. And I really feel for, of course, all of his children who are impacted, but particularly his daughter who has his face. It's like another David Benoit situation where even if you didn't do it, people are going to look at you and see you as having done it because you have that person's face. And that's really, really messed up.
Yeah. And it, okay, to hit that just a little bit, then we'll get off of it. People talking about, well, how do you not, people in the situation, right? How do you not know this was happening? There are levels to this. This man was nasty. It's one thing to know that he was cheating on Linda. It's another thing to know that he was hiding chicks in basements and in closets. There's levels to so I'm not 100% certain they're like, oh, Triple H knew that he actually had. I will stand 10 toes down. It's one thing to know that this man is nasty and that he was cheating on his wife and he had mistresses. It goes cheating, mistresses, a chick in the closet. So I'm not gonna put that on him until I have evidence. If she says so, boom, hands up. What?
Let me hip you to something in those documents, and let me hip you to something in the allegations that Ashley made. People knew who was being who were being put on the planes and having to ride the planes with Vince that were at the time divas. People knew. She said that they had the phones out at meetings and having conversations and showing pictures of her.
No. I'm not saying that everyone was oblivious. We know.
He was an
We know
executive.
who. Yeah.
He was an executive. He was in those meetings. The only way he did not know is if he chose to close his ears and go la 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 la. He knew the people involved because he saw it as a wrestler. Let's not play them games. We're not doing that innocent until proven guilty shit. It is too much that is there and bright and obvious. If we as fans knew for years and nobody wanted to say nothing, if people outside of WWE who don't watch wrestling know, I can cuss now. The motherfucking Ryback knew, called it out. Ryback, for all his faults, and he has plenty, has been consistent on the stories that he has told about Vince from the beginning. He has been consistent in calling out the behaviors that he saw.
No.
But nobody wanted because it was Ryback. Everybody said he was lying. Oh, you just don't like Vince. You just don't like Triple H. You just don't like this. He called them out specifically, and the things that he said aligned with what's in those papers. She redacted some of those names from the lawsuit, but make no mistake, she is going after Vince. And if she still was able to, WWE is an entity because the leadership, the executives as a whole knew. And Paul is part of that. There have been numerous women who have said, I went to the wife, let me phrase that, the daughter, and nothing happened.
Well, another thing to remember is Ryback was out of the company like half a decade before she ever walked through the doors. So all the stories from Ryback is from about different women from before.
Sable, Tori, the Bella twins, Eve, Ashley. You have numerous women who called it out. These message boards got proof going back damn near since the 90s, but nobody wanted to hear it. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because we know that this locker room has covered for snooker, covered for Randy Orton's behavior, it covers for cheating, it covers for a whole lot of shit. These wrestlers knew about Stephanie and Triple H when they were messing around behind Chyna's back and acted like they didn't know nothing. They knew when Chyna was getting her ass whooped by X-Pac and act like they didn't know nothing. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do the
I know some
shit. Hell no, fuck them people.
No. I know stuff went down, and this whole thing it was started in 2020. Come on, Playing Right from Hell told us different. Playing Right from Hell told us different. That this came out longer. I'm just saying.
This is just one story from one person. There's so many stories that aren't being told right now.
And now the NDAs are getting thrown out. So there's going to be more stories. And that's what people have to realize. When TKO is saying they are going to clear house, it's about to get real interesting. It's about to be no McMahons in WWE for the first time since they started the company.
How you not pay your bill? That audacity. How you not pay your bill, nigga? That's all you had to do.
No, all he had to do was not do the shit that he was doing, or pay the professionals who don't mind that happening. But instead, he chose a young lady that he knew was in a tough situation, who was dealing with the grief of her parents, who was trying to find a job, and he lavished on her. You her daddy age. She looking for a father figure. You take that, you manipulate that, and then you turn it into what happened. Like, I need some foul shit. I heard some foul shit.
I thought we were going to have a fun podcast talking about The Rock.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. But right now, that was disgusting. I didn't even...
Well, it kind of ties into it, right? Because, okay, so going back to The Rock, my emotions...
You pay this fucking bills so we'll be in this situation.
Nigga! You the billionaire! The audacity of not paying your bills.
If Vince didn't pay, if Vince didn't do the behaviors, it would be in these situations.
Well, he's evil, so
you would be in the situation. And third of all, motherfucking CM Punk has shut the fuck up for 6 months. He could have survived in AEW, and then we wouldn't have. Oh my god. Punk bitches. We would have this. Oh, CM Punk was supposed to go against Cody. Was supposed to go against Seth. That's what it was set up for. It's supposed to be CM Punk versus Seth and Cody versus Roman.
Okay, girl.
No.
All right.
Now we're here.
Like, okay, last emotional thing, and then we'll get to how my feelings happened when Roman versus Punk was announced, because it really varied day by day till we got to here. Mr. Punk, Mr. Punk, that's Phil. I need you. This is your third broken body bone in 2 years. It's time to have a come to Jesus moment. It's time to have a come to Jesus moment in how you living and flowing through your life.
Oh, because that's not what I think it is.
What?
Oh no, it's lemon juice and lemon juice and sparkling water. It's like the only way I can continue to talk without puking. Mm-hmm. Baby doesn't like when I have to talk too much.
We'll keep it short. But yeah, Mr. Punk, it's time for you to get the grips to how you moving through life, my dude. Because you really thought that how you living through life, you screwing over another company and coming over here and you thinking that everything's gonna be bright and rosy. No, the Young Bucks are God's anointed, okay? And so until you do right by them, everything you think about is gonna crumble.
But like Sammy was saying when you came in. Punk was not going to win the Rumble as long as Paul, aka Triple H, is booking. He ain't gonna trust that man. He is not gonna trust that man with nothing that he cannot easily take from him and give it to someone else. He won't gonna win that.
Oh, my mind never. Interesting enough, God honest truth, my mind never went to Punk winning. I don't know why. It was always going to be, even although they try to say it's between Drew, Cody, and Punk, it was going to be Cody. Maybe that's just me. I'm the God honest truth. My mind didn't say, "Oh, Punk's winning." I'm sorry, it did it. Now, will he gonna main event night one at WrestleMania? Yes, but him winning Royal Rumble, no.
The thing is they pushed way too hard on the 26 years. Somebody's won 2 years in a row. That was like, oh, well,
And so I did hear that part. They're like, "Well, why? Well, Cody won." Well, because someone had to win it someone had to win it back to back over 25 years. It's like I literally think that's the only thing they're thinking about. Well, let someone win it back to back. Come on. Okay. In the what you call it? The lineage of the Royal Rumble, in the lineage of people's careers. How many people bring up with Stone Cold Steve Austin, he won the Royal Rumble back to back? How many people bring up with HBK, he won it back to back? I don't think maybe top 10 moments of their career, but I don't think it's that important where you think, oh, we have to do it again.
I got a prediction. If Cody's not the world champion by the next Rumble, he's going to win it 3 years in a row.
Oh dear God.
Like again, okay. Side note. Let me get back to Pacific. I'm very surprised that Randy didn't win it 3 times. I thought for sure he won it 3 times. All right, back to subject. We won it twice. Okay, so let's go day by day. Me and Sammy watched SmackDown. We're watching it. We're having a good time. It was actually you agree, Sammy? It was actually a very good SmackDown that haven't happened in a long time, right?
Yeah.
Get to the last 15, 20 minutes. Roman's out. Cody's out. Cody says this whole speech. He's like, what does finishing the story means? I don't want to take just a title from you. I want to take everything from you. So I had some counsel, and I'm coming for that. I'm coming for that title. Just not at Mania. If you smell. If you want to see our reactions, please go back to watch Friday Night Fights last Friday. We were excited. We were joyous. It was on and popping. Saturday morning comes up. Well, honestly, I saw a little bit of a podcast Friday, but I didn't watch it because y'all were gonna kill my vibe. But Saturday morning comes up. This is BS. This is bull. I was confusion. I knew that it was going to be half and half of fans wanting this and fans not, but the upswell of anger kind of was astonishing. Just a little bit.
They were going to be angry no matter what.
Okay, that's what it is.
But I think the amount of people that were angry were like, really? Like, in my mind, maybe it's just us. Maybe we're crazy, but it's like, really?
Listen. I'm not mad. I'm getting a dream match.
Either.
Roman versus The Rock is a dream match. We should have had it last year. Like,
exactly, but the old okay, sorry. Last time, let it go. And if the old man would have stayed gone, we probably would have had it. Okay, all right, go. Say what you're gonna say.
All right, Cody is going to become the champion, but it's going to be in Atlanta or Madison Square Garden.
And I get what you want because that's where his daddy wanted or main evented. That's a nice idea.
He's going to do it for himself and do it in Atlanta, or he's going to do it for his daddy and do it in Madison Square Garden.
For his daddy. Okay, you said it. Do it for his daddy, Madison Square Garden. Either way, like, okay, I'm 100% honest with you. The story about him getting the belt that his daddy got, but they didn't acknowledge, I don't care. I don't care. I know people do care. They have not been
telling the story for a year.
I know people do care, and I'm not trying to stump on their feelings. but I
Yeah.
don't care. Okay.
After Mania last year, they didn't tell the story at all until we got to the Royal Rumble.
Like
That
here's the
story was put into a drawer and it was closed. And we got Cody and Brock, we got Cody and Judgment Day, we got Cody and Shinsuke. There has been no rhyme or reason of Cody and Roman since Mania last year. And they can make up for it next year.
And here's the thing, right? I know the story involves that belt because that's the belt his daddy won, but they didn't televise. But would any of this been easier if he hadn't said blatantly, "I don't want Steph's belt"? Like if you would have just not said that, Cody, if you would have just not have said that, you would have had the belt by now. You would have had it probably last SummerSlam, but you just had to say that. I don't like that belt. I want Roman's belt specifically. I'm like, dang, bro. And now we in this situation.
And another thing is if we push Roman and Rock back, like that would hurt it. But I feel like pushing Cody back would eventually help it because we can actually tell the story because the story's only half baked. Like if this story's a souffle, you're opening up the oven, that souffle is going flat. Because Cody's not winning at Mania. He will lose 2 years in a row.
I like that analogy. And here's it. Like, okay. All right. So we're here on Saturday, right? I'm going to give you a little mini rant. I'm not going to give you the full rant because I know situations have caused this to occur. But okay, here's my thoughts, right? Number one, like you said, it was supposed to happen last year, but a 78-year-old man wanted to be nasty and had to go to jail. So Rock said no. So newsflash to Cody fans, he wasn't even supposed to be the main event of last year. So this story wasn't even supposed to start last year. Wasn't even supposed to start last year. And then okay, and on top of that, like you said, his story is winning the belt. It's not winning the belt off of Roman. As someone who is involved in the creative, when it comes to creative and wrestling, for me, it's 65 creative, 65 creative, 35 wrestling, right? Story-wise, it don't make sense. Because like
They changed that story on Friday.
Like you're mulling over Sammy's story, which he was in the bloodline for at least 6 months. You're mulling over Jay's story, who started in 2002, 2021. Heck, you're mulling over freaking KO story, who got hit with a golf cart at 2022's Royal Rumble. So this whole Cody's now a part of the story because of one match at Mania. I'm sorry, get off of it.
What
get
about
off
that?
of it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Seth never lost.
Like so
Seth
many
won the match, but Roman kept the belt.
I get. Hey, if you're a Cody fan, I'm not, because your fandom is your fandom. But let's be realistic. This man, like the story of him versus Roman, isn't big enough for me to end Roman's reign. There we go. Boom. Him versus Roman and him ending Roman's reign. Cody, he's not that involved in the story for me for him to do that. And then talking about, well, he needs to be champion. He will be champion. He only been back at WWE for 2 years. There are people who've been in this company for 10 years who are still freaking probably waiting that will never get it. But because y'all are impatient and this man been only here for a year and a half, 2 years, and they're like, oh, it needs to be happening now. No, it don't. This blonde
they're demanding that Cody finishes the story, but
he's only been here for 2 years. This blonde hair, blue-eyed, superhero-looking dude will be champion. It's going to happen. Unlike other people,
Mania is not going to be the end of that story. Mania is not going to be the end. Like, he will not win. He will not become champion. He will not pass go. He will not collect $200. It is. You want him to finish the story, but the story doesn't end at Mania.
So that was me on Saturday, And I'm glad, and I wasn't watching any podcast because I'm like, y'all don't steal my joy. I'm happy this match is happening. I wanted this. For the story wise of the bloodline involves The Rock, and I wanted this story for the past 3 years. So y'all wasn't gonna kill my vibe. Now, fast forward
Talk about
to
finishing a story. The bloodline.
blood, like no, and
That's a
then
story that has been building for what? 2019, 2020, 2020, 2020.
2020, solid
Yeah.
2020.
So 4 years. And it looks like that story could be finishing at Mania.
It should. It should, right? And so I calmed down after winning 2001 soon. Um, okay, I'll say this about you, Sammy. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you because I didn't need to know about the Hogan record. I did need to know about the Hogan record. If I had not known about the Hogan record, him Roman dropping the belt, I'm like, yes, do it now. Yes, it's ready. But now it's really it's this thing in the back of my head like might as well let him just beat it, right? Just let him beat it. Get Terrence off the record books.
Hmm.
You can do
Yes.
like I can wait.
And
I can wait
also
3 more months.
acknowledge Inoki. Acknowledge him.
It just like it really is the back of my head. I'm like, you can get him off the record books. Get him off the record books, man. Get him off the record books. Come on. So that little tinge, I'm gonna say mess me up, but it really does conflict things of when I think Roman should lose the belt, right? And then Wrestle Talk. Mr. Ollie Davis explains everything. And I'm like,
Mm.
am I then it goes back to am I being worked? Right? Because it's very strategic and it's very smart of let's do this not just because people are hurt, but because a 78-year-old nasty man and people he's working with are under investigation. So let's drop this bomb and let the world talk about this for a minute and get the heat off of us. It's like, okay, very interesting. Very interesting. All right, I'm gonna calm down for a minute. I'm gonna let y'all cook. I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all need to do because everything is smart. And then we come to Monday, and Cody sends this tweet, and he says, "I respect the passion, but trust me." And then on commentary, they kept. It's one thing when you have bad press, right? It's another thing when you keep acknowledging the bad press. And then Michael Cole says this, right? He says, "We don't even know if the match is official." We don't, do we? And then I pose a question to y'all in the chat. I know as fans we're supposed to get worked right into a frenzy so we can get ready for a match, but how worked is too worked? Like, what time do you get pissed off of like, okay, y'all are doing too much. Can y'all just please tell us what's going on?
Part of me just wants them to be like, okay, and give Cody the match and have him lose. Just, just so the internet burns.
So here's the thing, because I just been sitting here letting y'all go for a little.
And I appreciate that because that's my whole emotions.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna start with what you just said. It wasn't a work since this was more than likely the plan since January. It was the plan. It's very much giving Daniel Bryan when he had that run. The question now goes to: do you finish the Bloodline story? Do you finish the Cody story? Do you try to finish them both at one time? And if so, how? This was not a work. It was just poorly planned. You weren't going to finish the story at Mania. You very much made your 2024 Men's Royal Rumble winner just like the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble winner. Rhea Ripley did not have a main event. She had a tag match in 2023 when she won the Rumble. So you've already disrespected the women So I think we'll do the men too. Boom. So you got that. This is very much fans can build on Cody. Cody's not gonna win. Here's the other thing, and this is why I kind of giggle. Apparently, Roman Reigns is coming up on his 1,000 win. He's gonna get the 1,000 win, and he's gonna beat Hulk Hogan's record. Why does the Hulk Hogan record matter? Because these dumbasses keep acknowledging Hulk Hogan. Had they left him out in the cold, we would have been a lot better off. But because we can't do that now, we are where we are.
Acknowledge Inoki. Do it, WWE. Acknowledge him.
My biggest giggle has been with the delusion of Cody fans and delusion of Cody himself. Cody, you have been a heel since BTE. You tried to take over completely. You have never gone back. Every single one of your actions aligns with the betterment of Cody and for everyone else. If we go back and we look at the storylines in which you were in on BTE, where you acted like you didn't know what was going on with MJF, we look at MJF's character, we look at your character. Cody, you hear everything, you see everything. Ain't no way you didn't know. But just hopping off of that, Cody, you hear everything, you see everything backstage. Ain't no way you ain't know what was going on. You left a promotion that you helped found because you no longer wanted to just be challenging for a secondary title. And the fans are telling you should turn heel and then challenge for the big title. So what you gonna do now, Cody? You gonna still stay a face? Because eventually everyone gets tired of a Super Cena. They got tired of Bailey. They got tired of Bianca. What you gonna do, Cody? You gonna stay a face? Because if you stay a face, Cody, there's a limit to it. Because faces aren't gonna attack and take the opportunity. They're gonna wait for it to be given. Faces are going to shake Dwayne's hand and look like they're going to cry in the car about their grandma's chain getting snatched by Diva.
Side note, real quick question.
They can edit out all the things they want to edit out, Cody, but we all saw that lip trembling. We all saw you doing it. We all saw you being an emotional support animal.
You did bring Wolf. I know that he has a name. Pharaoh, he a wolf. The little white one.
Cody cannot legally have a wolf because he does not identify nor is recognized as a member of a Native American tribe.
Interesting.
Therefore, he cannot have a wolf. Things you learn.
There are two cases that I could see Cody winning the title. If they do a Starrcade between Bash in Berlin and Survivor Series, and then if they do day one, the premiere on Netflix in Madison Square Garden, I could see Cody winning the title there.
All right, so two quick questions. Number one, did any of y'all really believe that MJF was going to win the Royal Rumble? I mean, or not, MJF was going to enter the Royal Rumble? Like, what fans? Who's, like, why would y'all put yourself in a frenzy? Y'all actually thought that MJF, you said MJF, I'm like, that came to mind. MJF ain't coming over here. Okay.
Remember the predictions they had when Christian Cage debuted? They were like, oh, it's going to be John Cena. It's going to be Brock Lesnar. It's like, no, it's not.
Like, for the
John
people
Cena's not doing it.
For the people who didn't enjoy Royal Rumble, it's like y'all kind of did it to yourselves. Like, I don't honestly, when it comes to Royal Rumble season, I don't listen to that stuff because I want to be surprised. All right, and then number two. What was number two? Number two. Dang it! Keep going. I forgot.
A triple threat would be fine if it was Sami Zayn instead of Cody, in my opinion. Because then it'd be a true fallout of the bloodline.
If Cody were turning heel, it would be fine. But they're not going to turn Cody heel. So they put themselves in a corner. He's once again boxed himself into a corner.
You don't really want to make Cody the Charlotte Flair of the situation? I know they're both blondes and from the South, but still.
Okay, that was my number two, I think. what are the chances? Yeah, there we go. That was my number two. This whole groundswell of making Cody Rhodes Daniel Bryan. Again, this blonde hair, blue eyed, perfect chisel, looking like a Ken doll man. Does he really need the Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30 treatment? He's Cody like this American nightmare because you don't want to be called the American Dream. He did not need the Daniel Bryan fan upswell. Out of everyone in that company, he did not need that. I was so perplexed of, really? We're trying to redo Daniel Bryan. And for someone who lived through WWE 2014 and dear God, the frustration of y'all really think we want to see Randy Orton versus Cena? Yeah, for the unification belt, but then you went to Seattle, and Seattle straight up told you we want Daniel Bryan, and then he's things that be in y'all mind. I wonder, like, I want to be in the creative room just once,
I got the perfect solution to all of this. The perfect solution that will enable everyone to be happy. If we are so pressed about putting a 50-year-old man in a match versus Roman, have a versus R-Truth. He can have a match. He's the top merch seller. He's in a compelling storyline. Roman versus R-Truth. And it wins everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for those who do not know, R-Truth just turned 52. He's a little bit older than Dwayne.
That's insane.
He just had injury.
So insane. Okay.
How has that man never been world champion?
It was gonna. I felt. Okay. Now I'm gonna say I felt.
In WWE.
That.
Yeah. That's it. That's all that is.
2011 gave us all such hope.
Gave who hope? I ain't have hope.
Well, when he turned heel, I'm like.
In retrospect, I was like, of course, the ex-con isn't going to win at the pay-per-view called Capital Punishment. Of course, Vince.
Let me
Vince was laughing his butt off in the back.
Let me give you something. When they didn't put like that belt, when they allowed John Cena to go over Mark Henry, Mark Henry was far more popular. That's what I do. The only reason we had Kofi Mania is because people that look like us started calling out that there was nobody who looked like us winning these matches. It is because the popularity of the New Day and their crossover appeal that got Kofi that opportunity. And as soon as they could take it, they did. As soon as they could give him a bunch of crappy storylines, they did. He took what he could and he made like gold out of what he could, but they could have booked him better. Same with Big E.
The big gold title did allow for some good reigns. Like you did have Mark Henry. Bobby Lashley, he had a reign with that, did he not? I know he had one with the ECW title.
Oh, just a quick question. Just a quick question, because Bobby Lashley re-signed and he was promised a match against Brock Lesnar. Did that ever happen?
He got like 3.
It happened, but it was a sugar honey iced tea show. Like one of the matches was to further the story of Roman versus Brock. It was different.
I believe they got 3 and Bobby went over 2.
No, it was Bobby won 1. The second time was no disqualification technically,
so Bobby won 2.
Yeah, you can say Bobby won 2, but it really is how you win them. And so the whole disqualification thing.
People don't think. Woo. Right,
yeah, people don't
right through the midsection. Woo, upwards.
People don't think, oh, he won. People think, oh, it was a dirty finish. And then the third one, old country nasty man didn't want to get beat third time. That's how we got Omos versus Brock for whatever freaking reason, almost freaking ruining the whole WrestleMania weekend without foolishness.
All right. Any last thoughts from anyone?
So I pose a question. There is a "We Want Cody" chant. They do want to see this happen. What are the odds with injuries that they Thursday they're going to announce Cody versus Roman at Elimination Chamber? No wins or losses, but that match at Elimination Chamber. I think that's the best. I think as of right now, that's their best option to cool hot fans' heads. And especially
You,
since Punk and stuff are hurt, I love Rhea. That will be the main event, but you do need another superstar over in Australia, like Rhea and someone else. So I think if I'm creative, I would throw the bag at Roman and say, "Hey, do this match. I'm not sure who's gonna win, but do this match at EC."
uh, I mean, thinking of the matches, you got the tag title match. You got the Elimination Chamber, which Becky's probably gonna win. Um, and you got Rhea Ripley's match versus Nia Jax. And then you have the men's Elimination Chamber, which we don't even know what that's going to be for. Like, is that going to be for the U.S. title?
It probably was going to be for the self title, but Punk got hurt, so there's still working things out.
Are they going to make Logan Paul the main event of Elimination Chamber?
That's what I'm talking about. I don't
That
think
would
they
be
should.
their best bet because they have the budget for that one. Because he has a certain number of dates he has to work, and it'd be probably their best bet. I don't foresee Roman going to Australia, given that illnesses are picking up, and that is chancing way too much for WrestleMania. So I don't see him going. I might be wrong, but I don't see Roman going.
I just feel like they haven't been telling the Cody story since WrestleMania last year. And for them to change the title now just kind of feels like a letdown since Roman's held it for 4 years.
WWE is nothing more than a soap opera. Soap operas tell the same story over and over and over again. They pick it up and they drop it. I don't know how many times Victor Newman and Stefano Demiro were good guys, bad guys, had amnesia, had biracial kids, lost the biracial kids, got unalive, got brought back, were evil twins, evil cousins, their daddy, their uncle, their mama. It happens. And it happens in WWE. We just gonna have to wait. Well, y'all just gonna have to wait and see. Cause I've been calculating and living through the clips and everything. Cause I to ensure that this man who still has money coming in from stocks gets a dime of my money.
Say less.
So y'all going through all this stress. It's funny to me, and I crack jokes on Cody because it's like, bruh, you left the company that you helped start just to come back to another company and do the same storyline. The only thing is, your new boss doesn't have that allegedly problem.
Like, I'm not stressed. I mentioned me.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Wait. I wonder if the other one is in here. Yes. I've been waiting to get on live and do that with you. Because that cat just took me out. Happy man.
All right. Well, CM needs to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up.
All right. Thank you for coming to the Workhorse Wrestling Cookout. This is our subject. This is our schedule for the week, but we are a
Card
wrestling
subject
channel.
to change.
Card is subject to change, but you know what? Next week, I know I've been saying it for the past 2 weeks, but we got some information that next week we might be all 4 waist deep, Sage and Serious back in action. Okay, Monday we have Seeing Stars with the beautiful Dolores and the suave J News talking about New Japan Wrestling and Stardom. On Tuesday, as you are tonight, we have the Cookout, where we're going to talk about the week of wrestling and little things that we think we should know and what we want to talk about. On Wednesday, we have All for Naught. We have Sammy Joe and ALW, Mr. Wiseman, talking about Monday Night Raw and NXT. On Thursday, we have the Aftermath of Dynamite, where we'll talk about the week of AEW, but more so the night after AEW Dynamite with me, Anika, and ALW. On Friday night is a Friday night fight with, again, me, Anika, and Mr. Slim and Sammy Joe doing a watch along of AEW Rampage and Friday Night SmackDown. On Saturday in the morning is Under the Radar with Miss CM and ALW talking about the things we want you to know about indie wrestling, more so MLW and Impact and everything, a little extra. And then Saturday night is Alright, where we have Black Girl Magic in a watch along of AEW Collision. And then, last but not least, Sunday, we're entering the Square Circle, where Sammy Joe and ALW battle it out in the world of wrestling gaming. Yeah.
And I am pretty excited for 2K24.
You got the EST story? I love that part of the commercial. I love she does it.
I hope that y'all enjoyed the original cover that got redone recently. Under the Radar probably will not happen this week again, but we'll be back next week.
Cars up to change. All right.
Now, that is it and all for us. We hope that you all have a great rest of your night. We will see you when we see you. Make sure that you are subscribed so you can see us when we pop up. We love you all. Stay safe. Stay amazing. Don't spread your germs. And, don't be a dick.
Please.
Bye.
Bye.